You're creating your dream life in 2025 by knowing your worth, achieving your goals, and becoming that it girl in your life. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kiana, and today we are resetting for 2025 and creating our dream life. Now, I genuinely do say this every single year, but in order to reflect on the new year, you have to look at the past year and really take stock of everything that happened to determine the direction in which you're going for the following year. We are going to be doing an exercise I do every single year, which is going to be our annual journal reflection. So this is your sign to grab your journal, or your laptop, or your iPad, whatever you use to reflect, because we are diving deep into figuring out where we're headed in 2025. This year I have a lot more journal prompts. Starting off strong, we're starting with our 2024 highlights. I think it's so important to reflect upon what the best moments of the year were, whether those were achievements, your favorite memories, or just milestones you reached. One of mine would have been graduating with honors from UBC. What did I learn? This one is so important because getting takeaways from the year before is going to help you figure out what worked and what didn't in 2024 and how you can improve upon that on 2025. What didn't work, you're gonna figure out right away what things worked and what didn't based on what you learned, because you're gonna be able to determine whether you achieved your goals, totally got off track, or your goals weren't aligned for you in the first place, which is gonna help you get even more clarity when setting your goals for 2025. What do I need more of? So this is things you wanna add to your life or habits you have that you just wanna double down on. Some of mine are waking up at 6 a.m., getting more sleep, working out before 9 a.m., just some things like that, or just a vibe you wanna curate in general. Like for me, I just wanna have more fun in my life, be my most authentic self. I just want to feel like I'm being myself in 2025. And then we have the opposite. What do I need less of? These are things you want to remove or decrease in your life because they're probably not aligned for you or they're preventing you from achieving your goals. Now, this is a new one that I didn't have last year. 2024 projects that need to be tackled. So this is anything from 2024 that you want to carry over into 2025. Not every single goal is going to be achieved within a year. Some goals you will achieve in a month and others you will take a year and a half, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. It could take literally any amount of time depending on what the goal is, how much work it requires, and how aligned it is for you in that time in your life. 2025 keywords, we talked about this in last week's video. Just grabbing a couple words that are going to help you curate the vibe you want to create for 2025. What is going to be like your word of the year? Moving on to themes I want to focus on in 2025. This is kind of similar to keywords, but this is getting a little bit more specific. Maybe it's going to be a big financial year for you, or maybe you're starting a business. Maybe you're in your entrepreneur era. Maybe you want to tap into trying new hobbies. Maybe you're feeling adventurous. For me, I wrote for me, by me, being myself in 2025. Last but not least, this one is so important. You're going to start forming your 2025 intentions. And these intentions are just statements about yourself or your life and how you want to be in 2025. And you're going to utilize those statements to eventually make your 2025 goals. It is impossible to create your dream life without setting goals. Good morning. It is the next day. We've had our coffee. I've got my water. I've already had an everything shower. I've done my hair. I've done my makeup. I'm feeling so good, pumped and productive and ready to set some goals. When we set goals, we are essentially creating the blueprint for how we are going from where we are now to creating our dream life. Without goals, you don't have any sense of what your values are, the direction you want to go in multiple areas of your life, or even what is most important to you. Now let's get to how to set goals to create your dream life. So when it comes to setting your 2025 goals, I do want you to think of like where you want to be at the end of the year, but then we are going to categorize them on timeline of what goals are most important and which goals are you going to be working on in the first 3 months of the year. So these are the areas of life I created for my goals. We have personal, which I also like to think of as like your interpersonal goals. I use this to create a self-love goal, which I will share when I get to my goals. So career and professional growth. So separating goals in your current career with how you want to grow professionally. We have social life and relationships. This can be family, friends, your significant other, or also interpersonal skills that you want to develop, travel and adventure. I'd also include different experiences you want to have in this category that are kind of out of your day-to-day normal lifestyle and routines. And the next goal, how appropriate, is your lifestyle and routines. We've got hobbies and interests. We have finances, which I do like to separate from career because there is so many other ways to make money beyond just the number one career path you have or the 9 to 5 you're working. We have home and environment. We have mental health goals. We have spirituality. Then we have fitness, health, and wellness. We have learning and growth. And those are the goal categories. And that's how I'm going to be finding balance in my life across personal and professional areas and making sure that I'm living my life to the absolute fullest, become the best version of me, and really create my dream life. It's time for everybody's favorite part of the video, making our vision board. Making a vision board is just a visualization of where you want to be at the end of the year, how you are going to be working towards creating your dream life in 2025 that is going to help you achieve not only your 2025 goals, but your long-term goals. It's going to help you become the best version of yourself, know your worth. Last week, we started curating images and building our 2025 Pinterest board. We are now going to go into our 2025 Pinterest board, and we're going to start by getting rid of images that don't resonate with who we want to be. We should have a little bit more clarity by now. And again, take your time with this. Similarly to your goals, you don't want to rush this. You don't want to rush anything that you are actively manifesting. If you need to add more pins, that's okay too. I kind of anticipated that I would be adding more specific pins once I did my 2025 goals. Collect and curate all the pins you want for your 2025 vision board. Not every single pin that is on your Pinterest board will actually make it onto your 2025 vision board, because you do have to prioritize what images you want. I would say less is more. You want to be very specific, and if you can choose less images, you can make them bigger so that those images that you do choose encompass bigger themes and more of what you want to manifest in 2025. But also, don't shrink yourself. Be honest with what you want. If you are having a more expensive year like myself, you're probably going to have a little bit more of a busier vision board, and that's okay. You just have to meet yourself where you're at and recognize what era of life you're in, because that is going to help you create the most accurate, magical vision board for you and make your vision board become your reality. Here is ideas for what you want to put on your vision board. You want to, of course, have your 2025 goals represented on your vision board. You also want to have little nods to how your 2025 goals connect to your long-term goals. Goals that are beyond just a year, goals of where you want to be in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. Another thing you want to include are keywords on your vision board, because these are going to help you represent the main themes you want to embody in 2025. I may have like little stickers that are not necessarily like keywords, but just like vibes I want to emulate. Something that kind of represents like the aesthetic and the vibe of my life in 2025. Building on that, you want your 2025 vision board to be representative of the themes you are prioritizing in the year ahead. And you really just want to make sure that those themes are really abundant on your board, because this is going to help create the vibe of your year, create kind of like an aesthetic for 2025, like what you are focusing on, and it's going to help you get super clear. It's also probably going to emphasize which goals are most important to you once you create your vision board. The last thing I would recommend putting on your vision board is any sort of ideas from your 2025 bucket list. And I'm actually so happy with how it turned out. It is literally my dream vision board, and it's helped me gain so much clarity on where I want to be in 2025. And I really hope that your vision board does the same. I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, you grabbed another journal. But yes, I did. We are going to be setting up my 2025 bullet journal. I've talked about this so many times, but my bullet journal is the thing that I would say changed my life. It helped me start setting goals and actually achieving them, which led to me becoming the best version of myself, which I didn't even know existed at the time. So we're going to start setting this up. I've kind of fallen off bullet journaling in the last few years just because I've been so busy with school, but I am really excited to dive back into it in 2025. It's something that brought me so much joy and was such a creative outlet for me. So I'm really excited to add it back to my life and just have fun with it. I don't want this to be something for myself that is making me be super perfectionist-like and just putting too much pressure on myself. So it is going to be an interesting kind of experiment throughout the year to see how I do it. But this is where I would encourage you to either grab your bullet journal or find some sort of hobby you think you can do that is going to make you feel like the best version of yourself, going to make you believe in yourself, make you realize that you can achieve any goal you set. But without further ado, let's dive in and start planning out 2025.
You know this ain't the time for the two of us. Ooh, I ain't got space to be thinking about you.
Gloss that, love it when you toss it back, love it when you talk back. Girl, you get me off track, so off-white tracksuit, just so I can floss, yeah. With my new bitty, she ain't let my soft yet. Could've been you, still feeling on my ditty, but you lost that. You had real privileges for this, all snap. Now you getting time out, cause you hit it where my heart's at. Got me going deeper than Amari when that ball snap. Heard you sold your soul on Macari, got you call lacking. Now I'm next door, at the party while you jaw jacking. You know it's Rashad, in the rarest and the raw fashion. I'm still trying to figure how this all happened, huh?
You know this ain't the time for the two of us. Ooh, I ain't got space to be thinking you. You know this ain't the time for the two of us. Ooh, I ain't got space to be thinking about you.
You know this ain't time for the two of us. Ooh, I ain't got space. Thinking about you.
Every year I make a bucket list and I just put like a bunch of ideas for little things I want to do in the year. These are not goals. These are things that are going to add fun and excitement to your year and really help you live up to the vibe that you want to create in the year ahead. Some ideas I have are running 5K, experimenting with acting, a London trip, buying a new camera, and a Friends season 1, episode 1 themed birthday party because I will be officially the age that Rachel was in the first episode and season of Friends. The last step in our 2025 reset is doing some sort of digital organization. I like to use Notion for this. And basically what I do every year is I make an annual page where I keep track of all my goals. So this year I made the 2025 page. I've got my 2025 goals on it. I have my vision board on it. I'll eventually have my quarterly goals on it, my monthly goals, and the progress I'm making towards my goals that is tracked through my habit tracker in my bullet journal. It's a pretty simple setup. All you do is literally type in what your goals are. And I add a few images from Pinterest just to make it look really cute and aesthetic, and just some banners I made on Canva just to again make the page look super aesthetic with different fonts. This isn't fully finalized. I do have a lot more I want to add to this, but Vlogmas really just had me like spinning my wheels, and so I felt very burnt out. So I'm just going to give you guys an update on my Notion setup in my January reset. Before I get into my goals, something I do want to mention is note that I actually took a whole day after that journal reflection to really allow those answers that I came up with in my journal to seep in. You don't want to rush your goals. You want to get so crystal clear on the direction you want to go in life that you don't want to rush into it. But for now, I'm going to share with you my 2025 goals. I have one personal goal, and that is to be unapologetically myself. I feel like 2024 threw my motto back to me, which is know your worth. And it just was like, I had a hard year in 2024, and it just, in every single way possible, I feel like that saying was thrown back into my face. And it's like, well, you said you're gonna know your worth, so prove it. And in my job, in my personal life with different relationships across the board, and just even with myself, just having a hard year, learning to accept myself and the things I'm going through and not let that take away from who I want to be or feel bad about myself, while still realizing what I deserve and believing in myself enough to keep going during a very difficult year. So being unapologetically myself is a huge goal. Unapologetic is actually my word of the year, but I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more on this goal because it does mean so much to me. It's going to be a big theme of my year, and in becoming my best self, that it girl version of me. Career and professional growth. I had quite a few goals in this category. I didn't feel bad about it because even though I want work-life balance this year, I have way more goals in other categories throughout my life. Entering my YouTuber era, elevate my LinkedIn profile and presence. That is something I've been dying to work on. I'm sure a few of you have that goal as well. I want to launch a website and a blog ASAP. That is going to be like a huge focus for January. And then I have another goal, but I'm going to keep it a secret. Travel and adventure. I want to plan an intentional vacation this year. Not sure where yet. Like there have been a few ideas brainstormed out, like London, Toronto, New York, different things. Lifestyle and routines. I want to wake up between 6 and 6:30 a.m. I definitely started waking up at 6:30 at the end of the year. Want to keep that up, see if I can bring it down to 6, just so I have more time for myself in the morning. And the reason why I want this is because I want to work out and shower, be fully ready for my workday by 9 a.m. Going in with hobbies and interests, really want to get back into bullet journaling. I have a financial goal, and this is where the abundance is kicking in because I said earlier I want to make a full-time income as a micro influencer, which is still true, but I am aiming high. I don't know. I'm shooting my shot and really reaching for the stars with that one, and we will see what happens. I also have a saving goal. I do have a home and environment goal. I just want to transform and create my dream office. As you guys know, I work from home, so creating an office is something that's super exciting. Also going to be a January project. Last goal I have is a learning and growth goal. I just want to apply for a master's program. However, this is not something I'm going to be thinking about in January. More accurate depiction of that goal is I'm just going to be obtaining letters of recommendations for the master's program I'm interested in. I don't know if I'm actually going to end up applying yet, just because I want to be fully in alignment in 2025. And those are all my 2025 goals. As I may have mentioned earlier, so okay to not have goals in certain areas of your life. You do have to know know what is going to be most important to you to prioritize in the era that you're in the next 3 months, in the year you're in. You always want to have the big picture in your mind, but you also have to recognize where you're at. You want to think with the end in mind, but you want to prioritize what is most important right now for you to get there. I am gonna end the video here. I know it is, I feel like the new year is really like my time of year to really give my value to my audience because this is like my niche of content that I create. So very happy to give you guys all the tea on how to know your worth, become the best version of yourself, also known as that it girl, and create your dream life because you are achieving your goals in 2025. I hope you guys love this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. And I'd love to hear any feedback in the comments because I feel like when I was filming this, I just like had so much brain fog from Vlogmas and like wasn't really sure how to like articulate things. Like if I'm being honest, I wasn't like 100% fully in the zone when I filmed this, but it's so important to me that I get it up. I tried my hardest to just like get there for you guys so that you have this content, but let me know any feedback you would have in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's video. So definitely make sure to subscribe for that. You don't want to miss it. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys in my next video.